So, after spending the day having some very morally questionable sex, the second night arrived, and Dunyazad burst into the room.
Hey sis, gosh, it was so hard to find you. Why'd you guys switch bedrooms?
This palace has like 3,000 bedrooms. You think I'm gonna sleep in the same one every time? Bitch, please.
Like, yeah, totally, of course. Oh, but oh my god, sis, you have to tell me, what happens with like the first old man and his cow son?
Well, sis, I'd love to. I just have to see if the king would like to hear. Would you like to hear, King Shahryar?
Yes, and after you tell me what happens to this first old man, I will have you killed.
Well, that's some management style, but okay, here we go. I have heard, O fortunate king and rightly guided ruler, that when the merchant was about to cut the calf's throat...
Yeah! Oh, god damn it, baby. I just can't do it. I mean, look at this thing. It's weeping.
Do it. Slash its throat. Kill the child. I mean calf.
Baby, you gotta understand something. When I look into this calf's eyes, I feel like I'm looking into the eyes of somebody I know. Like this calf is trying to speak to me somehow.
It's just beef, husband. Kill it. Spill its blood upon the sand, you pussy. Oh, I think your tampon just fell out. Is that a jumbo size?
I'm so not here for this conversation right now. Okay, herdsman?
Yeah, boss. What can I do for you? Take this calf and put it with the others. There ain't gonna be no killing today, no matter how much my wife protests. Okay, boss, no problem. I'll just take it and put it with the rest of the herd.
Oh, what the hell? Are you serious? Oh my god, are you for real right now?
Look, honey, I love you, but you gotta shut the fuck up on this right now. Gotta let it go. The Djinn saw the tea spill with rapt astonishment. He couldn't believe his ears.
Oh my god, that scandalous, trifling bitch. I can't believe she did that. Why on earth would she do something like that?
I know, right? I can't think of a single logical explanation why my first wife would conspire to kill my second wife. Makes no sense. But anyway, after sending the calf back, my first wife / first cousin switched the subject over to dinner.
I don't know about you, but I am famished. You know what we should have? Veal. Veal mayonnaise. Now, where could we get veal? Oh, I know. How about we slaughter that calf?
Sandpaper condom be slicker than that.
I beg your pardon?
I've seen crotchless panties less see-through than that flaccid attempt at manipulation. Get your ass out of here, woman.
Blah, blah, blah. I ain't got time for this. Goodbye.
So, Ifrit, the next day, I find myself at home, still mourning my second wife and first son, and a little bit bemused by my first wife's sudden predilection for bovine brutality, when my herdsman comes up and wants to speak to me on the sly. Okay, boss. Now, I got some good news. In fact, it's such good news, you're gonna want to reward me when you hear it. Reward me most handsomely, I do believe. Looks like you'll find out what the reward is when I find out what this good news is. Well, boss, let me tell you a story. Alright, so you might find this to be a little bit too good to be true, but gosh darn it is. So it turns out my daughter learned a bunch of black magic spells and incantations from this lady that stayed with us this one time. Don't know the full story. But my daughter, now around the age of 16, when I brought that calf home, she looked at me and was all like,
Like, really, Dad? Are you serious right now?
oh, well, what did I do this time, sweetheart?
Oh my god. So you're like, really doing this right now?
Said the calf.
Alright, Dad, like, seriously? How blind are you?
Okay, dear, I don't know exactly what the problem is, but you gotta open up to me here. It's a two-way street. And then the weirdest thing started to happen, right? My daughter started laughing and crying at the same time.
You're bringing strange men home without warning me first. That is not okay.
Okay, what are you smoking? There's no men here except me.
Oh, well, maybe you should pay attention to the fact that this calf is actually your master's son who was turned into a calf by his wife. So, yeah, you also slaughtered his second wife. So, yeah.
And that's when I was like, what? Really? Oh, I gotta go tell my master that story, so here I am telling it to you. God's honest truth. On God, as they say.
Oh, joyous day. You're telling me my son's alive? Take me to him.
So the shepherd brought me to his house. His daughter greeted me, kissed my hands, and I asked her,
Is what you say about this here calf true, girl? Is it true? While I asked this, the calf came and rolled on the ground in front of me. Then his daughter looked at me and said,
Yeah, this is totally your son.
So I looked that girl right in the eye and I said, baby, if you free this boy from this entrapment, you can have all the beasts and animals your father looks after.
And with that, she smiled and said,
Okay, I am totally down for that, but on 2 conditions. First, I'm gonna have to marry your son because I'm tired of sitting in stables and looking at cow shit. 2, the bitch that got him needs to get got because I don't need her looking over my shoulder, okay?
Damn, yeah. Girl's got a point. Can't really argue with that. So what happened?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really see much point in arguing. I said, sure, if you can free my son from this magic, you can certainly marry him and slide on my first wife. So,
At that, she took a bowl, filled it with water, and recited a spell over it.
then I watched her take that water and pour it over the calf. Then I watched that calf shudder and transmogrify back into my son.
Hey, Pop.
Okay, son, you're gonna tell me exactly what happened. How did you get turned into a calf exactly?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to confirm that was some wicked stepmom shit on her part. Not even gonna get into some of the other wicked stepmom tropes she wanted to do.
That trifling floozy. I can't believe it.
Yeah, so anyway, looks like I'm your daughter-in-law.
Oh, well, I guess this is like a good time to introduce myself. My name's Craig. Nice to meet you.
Well, now that we got that squared away, why don't we go handle some business with my first wife? Come on, let's do this. Well, howdy. Hey, honey, look who I ran into on the way home.
Oh, great. Who's this? So the dollar store is selling hoes now?
This bitch right here. Okay, sis, I'm about to dog walk you now.
Oh, you want to get fucked up? Well, all right, then let's do it. Let's throw some hands.
Fists are for fools. When I fold you with magic. Laser eyes, bitch.
No, please, no!
Ha ha! And there you have it, darling. You've been turned into a gazelle. I guess that's it. Oh, it looks like it's all over. We can finally live together as a happy family with coerced marriage and incest and all of that good stuff. Ha ha! And so we did. We lived together happily for some time. Me, my boy, the gazelle, and my herdsman's daughter, and I. That is until the unfortunate day that the Lord decided to call my daughter-in-law home, leaving my son to wallow in despair. It wasn't long after that my son left for India and traveled the subcontinent trying to find peace. I haven't heard from him since. Missed him dearly, so I packed up my things, took my wife/gazelle/first cousin, and went off looking for her. And that, Ifrit, is my story. Me and this gazelle have been traveling from place to place looking for news of my son until we found this here merchant and heard his story.
I say, that is a delightful story.
Shit was lit,
It is indeed a marvelous tale.
said the Ifrit.
And because it is so marvelous, I will grant you a third share of his blood debt. But I'll admit, I'm no doctor or anything, but I think losing 2/3 of your blood will still kill you. So, we still have business, Mr. Merchant.
At this point, the old man with the two Seleucus came up and asked the Ifrit,
Oh, great Ifrit, if I tell you how I and these two Seleucus happen to be connected and you find it to be the most astonishing of tales, will you grant me a third share of this man's offense? For you will be positively bespoken when you find that these two dogs are not merely canines, but indeed my brothers. My father was a great man. He owned an emerald mine. And on his death, he was fortunate enough to leave us each 3,000 dinars apiece to my brothers and I. Well, Daddy wasn't in the grave long before my youngest brother decided that he would leave the family business, liquidate his assets, and change his careers, becoming an influencer and traveling the world, crushing copious amounts of poo. It had been a whole year when one day I was tending my shop and this strange beggar came in seeking suka.
Hello, it appears that my time abroad in the metaverse has kind of left me with no legs. And it turns out investing billions of dollars in a video game wasn't a good move. Do you think you could help me?
I say, that is a rather strange Brother? Is that you?
Yes, big brother, it's me, Mark. I'm back from traveling the metaverse and need to get back to the family business of selling tchotchkes.
Dear brother, I must say, you look like shit. What happened to your legs? You know what? Don't tell me. Come, of course I will help you.
Thank you, big brother. You are so kind to me. I will never forget this kindness.
Naturally, I couldn't stand to see my brother suffer, so I took him in despite his prodigal nature. I checked my accounts, and I found that I had indeed made a profit of 3,000 dinars since his absence. I got him a new pair of legs and split the profits with him. He took these profits gladly and opened up another shop. It wasn't long after his return that my other brother decided he would try his turn in venture capital, liquidating his assets, abandoning the family business, and heading off for the world. Brother, don't do it! I'm telling you, the business plan is unsound.
Yes, brother, I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's merciless out there, believe me.
Don't worry, bros. I am the smartest man in the world. I am CEO of like 5 different companies. I will come back even richer than before. Ha 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 ha.
Another year went by, and I had spent that time dutifully attending to my shop, when one day I found that another beggar arrived, even more bedraggled than the one that arrived before. Sir, I must insist that you wear a shirt when you come into— Elon? Is that you?
Yes, brother, it is I, Elon. You might find this hard to believe, but I am not a very good CEO. I lost all my money, and now I don't even have a shirt.
Of course, Elon. So the first thing I did was take him to the baths and get him a new suit. I then again checked my accounts, and to my glee, I found that dividends had been paid and I was now looking at a profit of 3,000 dinars. And split these fortunes with my brother, to which he said,
Thank you, brother. I accept this money not out of love for myself, but out of love for humanity.
Yes, that's nice, Elon. So once again, Elon started another business while Mark tended to his. It wasn't long, though, that they found themselves getting restless and came to me with a proposition.
Brother, sell your shop. Give us the money and we will travel the world starting businesses and getting rich. Trust us, we're your brothers.
Not just brothers, we're metamates. Metamates in a metaverse, yeah.
I'm sorry, no, I must decline. Every year, for the next 5 years, my brother would make the same proposal. And every year I would decline. Until finally, on the 6th year—
Okay, brother, hear us out. We put a microchip in a brain, put that brain in a car, have that brain drive that car in a hyperloop to space while shitposting on Twitter and losing all credibility.
But you will never feel like you left home because everywhere is the metaverse. It's a bomb-proof business plan, brother.
Yes, but why would I need to liquidate my assets?
Because we are brothers and you love us, and we should all be in business together. And I'm very smart. Just ask Joe Rogan.
Oh, who can argue with that? Seeing no point in arguing with my siblings, I decided to liquidate my assets, in finding that I did indeed have 6,000 dinars, which I divided in half, putting 3,000 into safe deposit in case we ran into any misfortune and needed to reopen our business, and then dividing the other 3,000 amongst us, so that we each had 1,000 dinars with which to trade. We then commissioned a boat and set off traveling around the world. We visited many ports and many places, acquiring lots of goods for drop shipping and sell-off, as well as getting lots of tax subsidies due to my brother's dealings. When we stopped at the great city, we unloaded those goods for what could be called a mad profit. It was while we were in the great city's port, waiting to sail off, that a lovely young woman approached me dressed in rags and tatters. We're talking her drip was about a 2, but her body and face was straight fire. Like a 9.5. And Shorty said,
Yo, don't let the fit fool you. I am a bad bitch.
My response? I'm rich. I'm so rich. I have so much money.
Well, isn't that kismet? I'm a sugar baby looking for a sugar daddy.
Well, then you can call me Daddy, as long as you send me feet pics and pee on me.
Yes, fine. But you have to marry me, take me back to your home country, and treat me right. Because, believe me, you don't want to piss me off. Okay? Deal?
Madam, you have a deal. I then took the young lady back to my ship, where I provided her with the most elegant accommodations.
Hey,
Unaware,
what's up?
my younger brothers were disquieted by this generosity.
He's copying me.
As we continued our jaunt around the world, me and my new bride found that her being a gold-digging freak nasty and me a horny rich old man made us the perfect fit for one another. But it was during the fit of this revelation that I found I had neglected the relationship to my brothers. For they had grown jealous.
That thought is ruining everything.
Yeah, she's taller than me.
Let's just kill them both, and then all of this will be ours.
I am like so down.
So, finding us asleep at night, my brothers seized my bride and I from our bedchambers and cast us overboard into the sea.
Painful choices had to be made.
It's an efficiency cut.
My new bride awoke quite vexed.
Oh, those motherfuckers. Those brothers of yours are dead. You hear me? Dead.
They threw us overboard, those bastards!
Don't worry. When I'm done with them, the fires of hell will be a warm blanket.
At this time, my wife revealed that she was actually a Nefrita before scooping me up and carrying me to a nearby island.
Okay, honey. So, you're gonna wait here while I go eviscerate your fucking brothers. Okay?
Darling,
Bye.
wait! I'm going to have to request that you do not do that, because they are my brothers, and I must show mercy upon them, as Allah does do to us.
Allah can show mercy to their souls, but their flesh is mine.
As your husband, I command you to do them no harm.
Let me get this straight. You command me?
Yes. Yes, I am. I am your husband, and you must obey, according to the social norms of this time.
Fine, I won't hurt them.
With that, my wife scooped me in her arms and carried me to my house, where she dropped me in my yard. The first thing I did was go to the bank, where I withdrew the funds I had stored away in case of any misfortune. I reopened my shop and went back to business. One day, I returned home to find two black Seleucus waiting for me outside my doorstep.
Woof woof.
Bark, bark.
Darling, whose dogs are these?
Oh, honey, you can't tell? Those are your brothers.
I say, woman, I forbid you to hurt them.
Yeah, you forbade me, but not everyone I know. So, I sicked my sister on those bitches and had them turned into bitches. Sorry, not sorry. And by the way, my sister likes to let her curses simmer. So they're gonna be little bitches for about, 10 fucking years.
I command you to turn them back.
You may command me as my husband, but you don't command my sister. Oops.
And so, my brothers remained as these two dogs for 10 years, and I was actually on my way to get this magic reversed until I ran into this man right here, and he told me his most extraordinary tale. And I am now telling you my tale.
That was one juicy story. I will grant you a third of this man's debt. But I think it's still gonna kill him if I take a third of his blood. So, come on, Mr. Merchant. Let's draw some blood.
Then the third old man, the one with the mule, approached the Ifrit and said, "Now look here, Ifrit. If I tell you a story better than these other two, will you grant me a third share of this man's debt?"
Well, you know what they say. Nothing shares infanticide more than a good anecdote. So lay it on me. That better be good.
Now, you might want to call me a liar, but believe you me, Ifrit, this here dappled mule is my ex-wife. It just so happens I was on my way home to see my beautiful wife after a long day's labor. But instead of coming home to my wife's embrace, I found her in the embrace of a slave. A black slave. My God, it's huge! Then my bitch of a wife came at me with a giant jug of water. Turns out everyone and their mama's got magic, because as soon as that water hit me, it turned me into a goddamn dog.
And then this cold, heartless woman runs me out of my house and out into the world. All day I wandered the city, trying to communicate my cuckolddom with anyone. But I was a dog and alone, and feared death at any hand. Until I came to a butcher shop where, desperate and hungry, I started gnawing on bones. The butcher, being kind, took pity on me and decided to take me home with him. When we arrived at the butcher's house, the daughter greeted us and asked her father,
Seriously, Dad? What the fuck?
Oh, come on, what is it? You don't like dogs?
Woof.
Actually, I love dogs. I don't like creepy old men.
Oh, what? Your dad's a creepy old man now?
Oh my god, Dad, isn't it obvious? I'm saying that this dog is obviously a man that has been cucked by his wife and then ensorcelled into a dog by black magic. Duh.
Woof?
Well, you know, now that you mention it, how did I not see that before?
I know, right? Should I, change him back?
Yeah, I guess we might as well. Knowing he's a guy takes all the fun out of it.
Woof?
Ick. Alright, let's just do the magic charm.
Woof?
So you know magic too. Well, isn't that convenient?
At this point, the merchant's daughter takes a jug of water, says some magical spells over it, and proceeds to pour it all over me, turning me back into a human. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't tell you how horrible it was being a dog. But you know what's worse? Finding out your wife is having an affair with a black slave. Now, before I go, might I procure some of that magical water to avail me in avenging myself upon my skank nasty whore of a wife?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Here you go.
Oh, perfect.
Can you believe it? Everyone's screwing black slaves these days.
Oh, yes, it's crazy. I can't believe it.
So I raced home with that magic jug of water, anxious for revenge. I found my wife, sans slave, sleeping alone in bed. There you are, my love. So soundly you sleep. Do you dream? While you dream, do you dream of me as a dog, alone, helpless in the streets? I dream of this moment now. Wet you were, and wet you will remain in the waters of my revenge. Ha ha, you perfidious poon, you've been turned into a horse. That's fitting on so many levels. So there you have it, Ifrit, the story about how my loving ex-wife became this here dappled mule. But despite all that, I still stay with her to this day. Now, tell me, Ifrit, is this story worthy of a third of this man's blood debt?
Gonna need to think about this. You did use the same climactic device as the first old man, but I do like a good cuck story. You know what? I've reached my decision.
Morning now dawned, and Shahrazad broke off her story. Okay, that was pretty good. Okay.
OMG, sis, that was fire. So what happens to the wealthy merchant?
Girl, I am exhausted. We're gonna have to do it tomorrow. I just can't.
But what about the Ifrit? Does he kill him or what? I mean, the wealthy merchant didn't tell a story, shouldn't he? Wait, so what happens?
Your Majesty, brother-in-law, she's super tired, and if you force it, you're gonna Game of Thrones this ending. Yeah, I'm so beat, I don't wanna Westworld you.
Oh, God, we don't want that. Oh, fine. We'll wait and see what happens with this Ifrit and merchant tomorrow morning, and then I will execute you, most grievously for this inconvenience. Well, I don't know. You guys wanna get brunch or something?
Your Grace! Hey, I'm so sorry to disturb you this morning. It's just that there's an urgent matter at court that requires your attention and might conflict with the
Who's ready for a good old-fashioned execution?
Oh, shit, no.
Oh, hey, bruh. Yeah, we're postponing this again till tomorrow, but keep that blade sharp.
Okay.
That guy sucks.
He's good at his job. Anyway, Vizier, what's up?
Oh, well, Your Majesty. You know what? I'll handle it. Nothing for you to worry about. And, good day, my queen.
Okay, sis, are you good? I'll see you tonight?
Yes, sis. No worries. I'll see you tonight.
Yes, the final night. Well, what shall we do?
King Shahryar spent the rest of the morning making love with Shahrazad. You want to call it making love. Then the king went about his job, giving judgments, appointing officials, and dismissing others. But no matter what he did, he could not shake the desire to know exactly what happened to the merchant with the Ifrit. And that was night 2. Thank you kindly, y'all, for joining me. I hope to see you at the next night. Don't forget to like and subscribe or join our Patreon.